You're good.
Hello everybody, this is Al again, and I want to introduce my new purchase. It's a 1992, I think. Is it 1992?
92, 93, I'm guessing.
92, 93 anyway. 500e, and it's got absolutely no engine problems and no transmission problems because there's no engine or transmission in it. But I did get a killer deal on the thing. Probably the only way I'm going to be able to buy a 500D today is this way because they're just so expensive. So I bought this car from a guy in Austin. I got it as a package deal with a 6.3. It's a nice car. I mean, you know, it's missing an engine obviously, but it's a nice car. I mean, it's a good looking car. Wood's in good shape. Leather's in good shape. Needs some cleaning up. It's got the sun blinds, which I don't really see very often. Body is relatively straight. Yeah, it's relatively straight. It's got some clear coat cleaning. Now, when I bought this car, it does actually have an engine with it. The engine, the block is all apart. Looked like it come back from the machine shop. It's beautiful condition. Doesn't have a transmission, but it has a ton of parts in the trunk lid, sorry. So I think I'm going to need to find the Michelin tires. How old are the Michelin tires? Let's see, DOT date 4004 from 2004. That's pretty long. They hold it. Yeah, the interior's in nice shape. Got to figure this out. How do you fix this for?
I don't know. I think it came
I think
on. Is it just a clip-on
right?
one?
This isn't factory, is it?
I don't think so. Oh, I think that's rolled up in the glass.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm not complaining about anything here. But yeah, all in all, it's a real nice shape. Vaughan's got a 300D parts car. So, can't really complain. I've got to find probably a 93, 94, 95 R129 or W140, probably an R129 because I figure that the under the hood is going to be closer to an R129 in a 124 than it would be to a 140. But I will leave it for you guys to tell me because I don't know anything about these cars except that I've always wanted one because they have flared wheel arches. I have the E28 M5, which is kind of its counterpart. So, well, the E34 M5 is its counterpart, but I consider it as its spiritual counterpart. And I've always had a soft spot for them, and I like the group. I'm an active member of the group, so yeah.
I think it needs a 722.6.
Yeah, Vaughan is good at converting these cars or 124s to 722.6s. So you've done it on a 300
126 and a 124. A diesel, but still.
But you know, he was able to do it. I remember this because he was how old were you when he did your one?
Maybe 18.
18, right? So he was doing it in my shop. 9 o'clock in the evening, he's like, "Oh, can you help me put this transmission in the?" So we muscled it up onto the transmission jack, mounted it onto the transmission. I went home, and at 4 a.m. in the morning, I got a text message with a video of him just belting down the road in this car.
Like 1600 RPM on 75.
Doing 75 miles an hour, 1600 RPM with an OM603 and a 722.6 that we pulled out of a. Where did we get that transmission out of?
It was a real early E320 210 with a M104. The bell housing was right.
Yeah.
It was like the weakest 722.6.
No, you got that bell housing from them, but you got the transmission from somewhere.
No, I wound up putting the whole.
Okay. So you got a 96.
It was either that or get a 4-cylinder C280 or something. But really weak transmission. I've towed trailers with it. It has intergalactic miles and is solid.
Right. But you know, it's been utterly reliable. You used a controller that somebody.
Yeah, Ole's controller.
Right. Ole, is that his name?
Yeah.
Ole. I don't know how they say it in Finnish or Swedish or whatever. But Yeah, I mean, it's a real nice setup, and you've got it on a 606.
Yeah, 606, 126. But I don't know. It's a 500E. Do we keep it original?
You know, I've talked to a couple of guys, and they said obviously the smartest thing to do is just find a drivetrain from a 129.
Of course.
Put it in there, and then if you want to take it after that and make the change.
Yeah, maybe we ought to get it running
Yeah.
in its original shape first.
I've got a.
We do have all the engine-related brackets, I believe. Yes, so
Okay, good.
if
So
there
maybe
are
I'll
some
just try the
differences
140
on a
with
129,
Yeah. Let's take a look under the hood and see. Like, Vaughan, you're very familiar with it.
I am, but I'm not very familiar with the 500s.
Right. But we don't have a radiator, right?
No.
We've got a condenser. We don't have. A
I think some of that stuff might be the same as a V8, E420, but
That's fine. I'll buy a new radiator.
that's missing.
Yeah.
I think that's, no, I don't think that's ABS. So we're going to have to, and it's got I'm not familiar with these. 500, it's got the 38-pin connector.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
And it's, obviously fuel injected.
So it's got two slots there missing?
One in this box and one back over here. That's just what we see right now.
That's what we see, right? You've got engine and transmission, obviously.
Yeah, I think it has ASR, maybe?
ASR, yeah. ABS, ASR there.
Yeah, so that's different.
We've got
There are a lot of differences.
self-leveling suspension.
It might have a locking rear diff. It might. They also have ASD in some of these, but
No, what they have is.
the diesel's got a hydraulically locking diff as an option as well. I don't know if these got it. I doubt it. It's more for snow and ice, but
Yeah, I think these have ASR. They don't have the hydraulic. I know.
early traction control over brake system.
Yeah, and I have the same thing in my 126, my Euro.
That's
my
right.
Euro
That's right.
560's got the same deal. Yeah, radiator.
Got
no problems.
a bent drag link. I bet somebody put a strap around there
Probably
to
put some
tow it.
That's no problems. That should be easy enough to source.
But the interior is very nice, which is pretty rare in a
Right.
Texas
Yeah,
124.
car, right?
It was, yeah. We need to get it up in the air and look it over,
But right now it's going to live inside this building site, which is my second building.
I think
I'm
it
still in the process of putting together.
definitely needs some Euro lights.
Needs Euro lights. For sure. Yeah, so really, if I could find a 93 SL 500 SL, what
Probably be a pretty good donor.
It'll probably be a good donor, exactly. And then, I have a 722.6 that came out of a M119.
Perfect.
No,
I think.
it came out of an M113.
Oh, I think the 19 bell housing's
I need
unique.
to find a bell housing from a
Yeah.
119, but I do have the transmission, so it's just a matter of sourcing the bell housing. It may just be as cheap just to get the transmission.
Yeah.
But no, I'm generally pretty happy with this buy. The guy I bought it from, super nice guy. I think he's excited that
It's going to a good home.
it's going to somebody who's going to.
They were definitely enthusiasts.
Yeah, and so I'm very, very excited about that. And I'll show you the 6.3 later on. But thanks very much, guys. This is really it for now. I just wanted to show you this car. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.